Right. Checking the stream. Right. Checking the stream. Alright, so today we are gonna be playing Hades. I haven't played this game before, and I've really heard a lot about this, especially that it has a super deep system and the replayability factor of it is crazy good. I wanted to give this a try, but couldn't really find a good time about it. So yeah, here I am. I was gonna play with a mouse and a keyboard, but here it says playing with a controller is recommended, so I don't mind. And website, feedback, mailing list, soundtrack. I really like the UI aspect of it, especially with the animated character here. A lot of games take this huge advantage of the UI being interactive. More than interactive, but just like visually more appealing. Maybe the main character is dancing or being around there. For example, Subway Surfers does that. It would have been like crazy good. Like an even better version of doing that is you know what the game is just on the main menu. I think a lot of hyper casual games go that route, where or like casual games where the UI itself does give information about what the game is about, like Inscription had in the previous game. So going into the options, pretty thematically artistic, like very cohesive art style here. Full screen, languages, credits. Wow. Controls. I'm not gonna look into controls. I'm just gonna go in and see and play the game. Empty slot. There's a hell mode. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go with that. Let's experience this.
Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
Nice.
Goodbye, Father.
So we are in Tartarus. Already there's a lot going on the screen. I don't know if I really like the idea that the character almost merges with the red flowing water or blood. Yeah, usually you do want to avoid that kind of first person experience where the character kind of blends in with the environment. You want to keep him separate. An easier way to go about that is probably having a circle underneath. Like a lot of MOBA games have this circle of identification. I don't know for lack of a better term, where players know the radius, or they can see a circle under their character, which is easier to distinguish from other onslaught of characters on the screen. Okay, so the movement is too smooth. I mean, very fluid. Wow, okay, I like it. I'm gonna try and smash different buttons and see what each does. This looks like a dash. So A goes for dash. Oh, I can dash through walls or something. Yes, I can dash through walls. Probably it has a different color though. Let me try again. Nope. Okay. So X is to attack. Oh, so I saw a gem that I threw. Which does it come back automatically? Or do I have to walk towards? Okay, I have to walk towards it. Can I call it back? No. You see, uh, this is good feedback. For a mechanic, like a lot of steps come into play. Um, where it's like affordance, action, effect, and feedback. Loops back into the affordance part. Okay. So here the affordance was the indicator here that I have 1 of 1 gem. I don't know, don't for lack of a good word. And after I use it, when I press throw it, I see the action of the aim assist coming, the aim coming onto the screen, and I can change my direction and aim it. And when I press it again, it highlights that I don't have the gem to do that action. So the affordance is on the screen. The action is pressing the button and moving around, aiming. The effect is probably a charge or an attacking thing goes in a far distance. And the feedback is obviously back to UI and even on the screen, the visual and the audio feedback. It's interesting to see that over time it does come back, which is an interesting choice. I do want to see how it goes into the gameplay.
Get out of here.
And why is round slam? This was a good. This was a small good FTUE trick, first time user experience trick where all these ghosts, I did not know that I have to kill them, but as soon as I kill the first one, the dialogue is prompted get out of here, which gives me a way to think, okay, I need to get rid of these guys. This is smart, very smart, gotta admit. And I broke something here.
Whoops.
Okay, so I can affect the environment as well with my abilities. Can I take rid of this? No. A pretty interesting placement, as you see. I think this was a pretty thematic call to have big objects or elements obstructing player's view. Usually, like 90% of the time, that's a bad idea. And this Hades is doing it in the very first gameplay screen. But that being said, as designers, when you practice or playtest these elements, you realize there are some rules that you can break to add that flavor and thematic elements.
Who keeps fixing it?
I'm not saying I'm a big fan of it, but I do realize why that decision was taken in the first place. It's if I were to term it or like genre term it, it looks like a very fast-paced action game in an isometric view. Excited. Let's see. Let's move on to break this. Oh, RB to proceed. Okay, I kind of missed that. Okay. I definitely cannot go, but I'm gonna get rid of these apostles just in case.
I'm leaving. Try and stop me.
I feel like this is first real enemy. Okay. Oof. Oof, the blood splatter. Nice. I'm just trying to move around it. Since it's the first boss, I'm using my time or like the easy skill to identify different kinds of attacks and the speed and what is the best way to attack it and avoid it. Oh, that gem was pretty powerful. 51 damage. Oh, yeah, that was my whole plan. That's what I was trying to avoid. Oh, let me. Okay, 50 point. But where's the gem? Oh, he has that gem. How can I get rid of him? Wow. Oh, okay. First rule of game combat design ties into a lot of it affordance. The player should always know, even a few seconds prior, when and where the danger is gonna approach him from. So as when you saw the new enemies popping up or these new wizards popping up, there was an exclamation mark with red. Red usually calls for a lot of attention, and the bigger the better. I mean, this is a very basic, not basic, but like a very well appreciated fact. The bigger information is on the screen, the better. You don't want the player go squinting in the screen just to understand what's happening. Unless then, like, yeah, you don't want that. There's no unless there, sorry. So I'm just gonna try and attack these guys. I'll try not to waste that next time. 50 damage, taking them out. I'm still curious about what the gem does to these. I mean, I do have a range attack, which adds to my arsenal. But what's the point of the gems being stuck with the enemy? Does it do like a overtime damage? Let me see. I'm gonna hover around this. Okay, that was okay. I think I might die in the first round, which I really don't want to. Yeah, I don't know if that is dealing an overtime damage. Oh wait, what?
There she is.
I'll take this. There's a ghost here. I want to kill it. Can't kill it. Okay. Take rid of this pottery. Nice. Let's proceed. Is it RB to proceed? RB to accept. Okay.
It's got to be her. Then here goes nothing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Oof.
Hail, noble cousin. Now, let's get you from that miserable place. I'll see that all of us upon Olympus do our part, beginning here with me.
Wow, okay. Yeah, this game is totally system savvy. I can totally see the options here. So whenever there are a lot of numbers involved, you immediately realize that it's gonna take a lot of iterations and a lot of grinding or playthrough to build your game's arsenal or your character's persona, for that matter. So attack. Your attack is stronger and can deflect. And I really like how the options or the terms that are used clearly on the screen. A lot of grind heavy games use the words in a much more liberty fashion, and it's hard for the player to realize what do those words do. So for instance, stun, dash, blind, these kind of words need some context or need some idea what's happening. For instance, inscription. So you know what sacrifice is, right? So the next time sacrifice is used, I know what it happens. And then they use the words like perish or dead. Similar meaning, but there are some nuances which are not clearly explained to the player in the very first try, which I think would have been really helpful though. So turn foes attacks back against them. This looks good for ranged attacks. And note, I'm not trying to assume, but I assume melee is not gonna get affected by deflect. If it does, then great. It looks like a counter as a word where whenever you're about to take a hit, you just counter back to the enemy. Phalanx shot. Your cast range. Your cast. Oh, phalanx is okay. So I have a phalanx. Uh, Press B for power incident. Retrieve to keep using it. So I have to retrieve it. It also can deflect. The cast damage is. Oh, I. Hmm. So the specific part here, so I was doing 50 damage consistently, right? There was no random number there, okay, a range of attack, or every time phalanx is shot, it does a damage between 35 to 50 or 40 to 60, right? It was a static number. Uh, this kind of system helps the player understand uh, what like what are they gonna trade in for. Um, so in a different kind of game design, it's used in a different manner. So for instance, exact numbers, you're not gonna fail, whereas random number generators, like where a range and different attacks just lie between that range. Now you're focused on having bigger ranges or better ranges, right? And even though you have that, um, you are kind of okay even if it does a smaller or a less effective blow. Um, for taking an example in this game, so if instead of 85 or 50 to 85, it was like instead of doing a damage between 40 to 60, your damage is increased by 20. So now it's 60 to 80, right? So now I'm guaranteed that I'm gonna be hitting a very good or I'm gonna be hitting at least a 60 damage, right? But it can get better, or if I'm expecting more, it can get less. So the the exact numbers here um help you uh, a lot in decision making of what damage you want to do next. Your dash deals damage that can deflect. Oh, dash can damage and deflect. Interesting. All the three, I know all the three choices. I think I am gonna go with dash.
I know
Just
you
because
can't hear me all the way where you are, goddess. But thank you.
I presume I'm gonna use a lot
I'm
of
hurt.
dash.
Can't heal myself, but I can fight.
I like how the affordance on this action is not the affordance, but the feedback on the damaging dash is great. I am low on health. I see I can have four different um, abilities. I feel like I can have one of each. Good decision making points for the players. Um, I was talking about the moment to moment gameplay, right? In this game, it's totally or heavily
Come
about.
on, let's fight.
Oh, I should have seen that coming. Um, it is totally about what attack you're gonna do next. And I see the popping on the ground. Let me see if these guys get damaged. No, that's why they are flying. They don't get damaged with the spikes. Or I'm gonna die soon. That was good. I'm happy. Leave. Deflect, deflect, deflect. Leave.
That'll do.
Okay, I can gain one key. I presume I need to pick a door to go in next. But I like this. Okay, the spikes are gone. Um, get rid of everything else. Oh, the phalanx finally comes back. I shot in like the first second of the fight. So there's a long delay. So I was talking about the moment-to-moment gameplay. Definitely, it's like which do I want to evade or do I want to attack? And if I want to attack, what kind of attack do I want to go in with? So I think as a designer, you kind of visualize this as a flowchart about what options does player have. Uh, this is very prevalent in board games where on your turn you know a set of things that you can do, right? Probably move a pawn, roll a dice, play a card, that sort of way. So you know the set of turn order or the set of things that you could perform on your turn. Consider this similar along the lines, just that it's happening simultaneous with the AI, and you're taking decisions on the go. Like it's not there's no time mercy here. Um, what is it? These are unending handles. Okay, I think I can take this now.
Wonder where I can use this.
New symbols, interesting. Uh, I think these symbols are unique, but also great in their own time. I think one on the left is about gaining a new power up, and one on the right is here is health. And if I'm experiencing, okay, no, that's coin. That's not the power up. I see on the bottom right, there's a coin symbol. This is very small. If it were up to me, I would have that a little bit bigger. If this coins or collecting coins is affecting game later in the stage, because I can totally visualize this having uh, quite an heavy impact, quite an heavy gameplay loop. Oof. Okay, I'm in with three huge mm, mace bosses. I'm gonna dash. That's okay. There's no escape. You die. That was very Souls-like.
Damn it. I'm home.
The House of Hades.
Yes, carry on, everyone. Don't mind me.
So that's why the character is red. You see? Um, Probably with not much information. Oh, but now as a designer, you know uh, where you want to break the rules. So I would have definitely had something else still under the character to distinguish it, but I don't think that was like predominantly much like the necessity, but could be definitely done. Considering there are a lot of considering there will be more enemies, like even when there were a lot of skulls, right? It was it got a little overwhelming, and if I'm to consider that there are more bosses that are of the same color scheme or something, it's gonna hurt me. And right now I'm at home, I cannot attack, so I'm gonna listen or talk to
Welcome to the
this.
House of Hades, where... Wait, I know you. Guess that means you died out there, huh? Well, don't be sad, though. Pretty much everybody dies sometime.
Okay.
Some of us more than others.
You've returned.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the main route and go from around and see what are the other things that I can
Good
explore.
to see you, lad. Despite the circumstances. Remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
Remember training out
Fear
there.
is for the weak.
Achilles, nice.
The
Examine.
House of Hades. That dark and lavishly appointed lair of the underworld's king is home not just to him, but to his willful progeny.
You know I can hear you, old man.
Okay. Nothing narratively driven here. Three dogs. I think this comes from the myth of like the guard dogs.
Do not despair, child. Such setbacks are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. You made contact with the goddess Athena. She shall be true to her word.
I believe it, Nex. I'm grateful that you put us into contact. I know you took a considerable risk in reaching out.
The risk is not to me. I expected the Olympians would involve themselves in this eventually. Reveal to them no more than they already know. Are we understood?
Yes, we are.
Then go.
Oof. I do want to go there. Oh, I can relax.
Time to rest.
No time to rest. Okay.
A vast and intricately crafted mosaic depicts the underworld king presiding over the enormity of his domain, whilst its chthonic residents look on in awe of him.
He's not really that great.
Keep it down.
I do want to go there, but I'm gonna talk to this writer here.
Stupid boy.
Hades.
I told you
Got there.
nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead. So how was your wanton ransacking of...
Greetings, Father. My
Father.
ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Be on your way indeed. What do I care? You shall never reach the surface. Go. See for yourself.
So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to reach the surface. And I'm going back into the place that I
Hey,
came
room.
from.
I'm back.
Oh, my room. Use the mirror to grow stronger. Okay.
The bedchambers of Prince Zagreus lie in a perpetual state of utter disarray, despite his lord and master of the house repeatedly insisting that he pick everything up.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad, is it?
Oh, I'm itching to jump in this. I am not sure whether that was thought of or included in part of the plan. But I realize in a 2.5D or like an isometric game, in a 2D isometric game, it's really hard for jumping to be A, visible, B, impactful. Like impact is later, but visible and distinguishable from the other barrage of enemies that are coming in. So I understand why it's not there, but I am definitely itching. Ooh, I did not go into the mirror. I did not. I skipped.
Okay.
Oh, I can go back. Nice. That's useful.
Night and darkness guide me.
Okay. So each option already has details. I cannot take the last two, which that's a good foreshadowing element where that's a good like a carrot to a donkey kind of thing where the players can see what they can get, but they don't have the resources just yet. So that fosters or like enables them to play it again and come back for this better reward. So the one that we can't have is Death Defiance, where restore 50% instead of dying when your life is totally completed. That's super helpful, especially after the way I died. Perform one additional dash in quick succession. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. So there was a slight delay every time I dash, between the two dashes that I could perform. So after I do dash, there's a good 2.5 second gap before I can perform another dash. I'm not sure whether that is depicted or like there's a feedback for it on the UI, but I can definitely see it becoming a hurdle in the game. But having another system here where you can add more information or you can add to your dash, that's great. I think that's a great part about system game design. I really feel that systems are um, the games that incorporate systems in a much heavy manner or much dependent manner really take advantage of players' emotions and to drive them for this just extra, like a better sword or a better shield. So when you're in the game and you're constantly thinking about the illusion of, okay, I'm this character, I'm trying to get to the surface, I need a better dash, I don't want to die the next time I accidentally come in front of another enemy while dodging for the next one. So coming back and playing again just for that extra kick is really great. So I'm curious as to how do they plan it out or how rare are these purple gems. But I think I start off with 10, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spend one when you exit the chamber. Yes, I can exit the chamber, so um reveal 2 new talents hidden inside mirror tunnel.
I lack the
I
necessary keys.
That's why that's red. Makes sense. I'll go
Felt that, I
back
think.
and I'll come out of my room.
I can escape through that pink window there.
Oh, okay. I can escape through a print. This is a big area to explore.
I'll have to come back later.
Give someone empty slot. These are secret stashes. This is a lot of detail for me to go into right now, but I can use keys to buy a power here. I don't have 3. I had 5, I remember,
This
right?
needs more keys to open.
Okay, probably I don't.
There we go. Coronacht, the Heart Seeker. Let's deal some death.
Psst, over here.
What the?
Okay, the tutorial is here. Okay, let me talk about it.
Nice place you got here, boyo. Name's Skelly, how's it going? But enough with the small talk already. I'm here to do a job. So let me have it. Give me everything you got.
Training
I
dummy.
don't remember having you on payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor?
Oh, I'm not about to wrap my sources, pal. Just try and beat it out of me.
If you insist.
You see, so imagine if you like I presume a lot of people would be able to breeze past the chamber that I died in and go further in ahead, right? And after you die for the first time, this is where you come in and then you realize, oh, you get a cool new weapon to start your journey again or something. So going beyond the expectations of people, usually death is the end of the game. But here, since it's a heavy action, almost a rogue game, it's a roguelike game, you are gonna come back and play it again. I can aim. There's definitely aim assist. I can see it stick even though I'm trying to move away.
The pain is indescribable.
60 damage. So this is a short burst. I don't have any ammo constraints, which is great. Release X while flashing to power shot. This is flashing, right? Nope, that was not flashing. Oh. Okay, let me wait. Let me wait a little bit more. See if it flashes. Okay, so oh, nice skill base. As soon as I blink or there's a white flash, that's when I have the power shot. I'm gonna try it again. It's very quick. It's very hard. They just rammed up the skill ceiling from the learning curve of understanding, and then you also giving you the ropes of the discovery of what you can achieve. Oh, I missed it. That was 70. 60 again. 7. Yeah, okay. I think the 70 is the critical damage or the power shot. And press X while dashing to dash and strike. Okay. Okay. I don't know if that's targeted. Okay, no, that's not targeted. So I have to dash towards the enemy.
Whoops.
Is this my...
Bet I got you pretty good.
Come, Sigius.
That would have been my pick.
Ooh. So I have an option here. I can... So the keys are useful to get new upgrades. A system, a currency system in this matter where keys afford you newer weapons. Probably better weapons, I would say. But if I were to choose... Just because we did the first one with the sword, I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I'm able to improve.
I can do this. First get past the wretched shades of Tartarus. Easier said than done. And doubtless I'll be running into Meg. The River of Flame ought to be just beyond.
Start.
Find a
Farthest
way up to
chamber is
Elysium from
fine.
there, and I'll figure something out. All right, let's give it another shot.
How do you give it another shot?
All right, let's give it another shot.
R1's not working here. The pink window. Okay, I'm looking for a pink window. A pink window. Is this the pink window? No. Oh, this one. Oh, there's a purple one. Escape.
All
Let's
right,
escape.
one more time.
Go. And we are back to where we began.
Thunder. Is that... Is this really him? Okay.
Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
One free upgrade. This does not have.
Lord Uncle Zeus lending his support. Never thought I'd see the day. Or night. Whenever.
Oof. That's a good 70 damage. 270. Nice. So I have two range attacks with phalanx and I can talk about it.
Composed of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, the underworld of Lord Hades all...
Good thing I'm not dead.
This is hard to kill this one now. But 10 damage does fine.
Shoo.
Why am I obsessed of getting rid of these stones? Let's move. Oh, I'm already with the spikes. Okay, so those were the first levels. Let me escape this. Ah, that was hard. That was a nice shot.
Let's deal some death.
Oh, did I? Oh, I was 32. Okay. 31. Okay.
You kill me, I kill you. Over there.
I'm gaining 10 per chamber. Not bad.
Each exit has its own reward.
As its own reward. Interesting. So I've done. So both of these are like new for me. I know I have purple gem 10 and 9 coins something, but I'm gonna go this way this time. Let's get rid of this person. Okay. Oh, new big boss. Dead. Oh, a lot of people. Oh, okay. So that's a landmine right there. Oh. I'm getting better at the super shot. Interesting, nice little skill. I'm curious as to game had to explain it instead of the player discovering it. But considering the skill, like the gap or the short gap between the flash and out of flash, It's a rather intricate skill. You kind of have to mention it. For example, Bayonetta has that. I think Devil May Cry also has something similar where uh, when you when you press dash, like the closer it is to the opponent's attack, the better the time slow reward is. So as soon as the opponent's gonna attack you, there's a small range of time and probably distance. So the closer it is to you, and then you press dash, the bigger is the time of the time being slow, and you can land more damage or hits. So you're trying to improve your skill of avoiding at the very last minute just to get a lot of extra hits and possibly kill it. And that's the only way to counter. You can definitely move out of the way, sure, or make it a high risk, high reward where the last second you move it out, the better your rewards are.
Your father Hades and my father Zeus have not communicated in some time, and Zeus refuses to explain. Something transpired between the two of them. Perhaps you know better.
So I see two of the same abilities, whereas there's a new one, resist damage from foes by 5%. By 5%. I don't think I'm using phalanx that often. Probably should. I think it goes well with my sword, but having a range, don't really have the need. Attack is stronger and can deal. Let me see. I want to go with bronze skin.
Strength of the goddess.
Uh,
They got me. No way to patch up. Got to keep going.
okay, so I can have more abilities than before mentioned. Take some screen space, but I think that's helpful. That was the affordance and the feedback of the bomb there. Here, the affordance was definitely the tutorial, but even pressing and holding a button and seeing that aim assist coming on is an affordance. The action is obviously shooting the arrow. The effect is damage, and the feedback is the blood splatter and everything else. I just wasn't able to notice what did I get from that. Was it health? Was it
Witches.
something else? Okay, definitely witches. Oof, almost been hard. I'm gonna skip that. Oh, there's another one witch coming. So, big deal. I think the only reason, or one of the big reasons that I'm able to get better at this is I don't have to aim necessarily. Yes, using the maps to trap kill. Nice. I'm gonna blast this. That's a trap kill again.
Key.
Got a key.
This can unlock something back home.
A new weapon, yes. I remember why they had just three. Like, I could not buy newer weapons which were 3 or 4 keys, and I think I had those keys. If not, but just limiting the options for the first time player to experience and see that different weapons have different abilities, and the buttons are still the same. The buttons are still the same. I'm attacking it with X and Y, but how it has different effects, varying amount of damages, and what do you want to choose. So every step of the way, it's just like a decision of what do you want to pick which weapon, what kind of attack. Traps just add more to it. So when you're building a game of this size, you're thinking of how to give players more options and more things to fiddle around and move. Um, so for the traps, right? Just going for what the players expect. So definitely the game would have been just fine without the traps in place, right? Because you were attacking, you're taking those moment-to-moment decisions. I think it would have been still pretty juicy, fruitful, and effective. But having that traps elevates that skill to a point where players would feel smart, explore things, different things, right? And have their own personal way of killing the enemies. Maybe that's why a lot of games, especially like action games, have smarter ways to do things. Like, for example, although this is not an action game example, but the Talos principle has puzzles which have you have the tools to execute plans, and you can choose it to do your own way and creatively mess around. Um, Enabling that personal creative messing around for the players is a great engaging motivating factor. Oh, there's a dash. There's a dash amongst the team. Oh, that was harsh. Another one. Oh, that was a big damage, dude. Oh, I stepped on the spike and damaged myself a lot. Big room. Leave me alone. Is that? Oh, wow. Okay. I have a lot of people to. I think I'm gonna use the blue now. And gather that and attack. Gather that. Oh no! Wow, either I'm too bad at this or it just the skill level is increasing.
I can't get used to that.
Is there more to
One
talk?
of those wretched louts just killed you dead that time. Those mean old slappy guys. Maybe you tried killing them before.
Right. Someone's at the desk next to the throne.
Someone's at the desk next to the throne.
Some sort of special offer for me, my good shade.
Fountain chamber restores some health amid the gloom. Oh, I remember why across room my health increased because I had taken that ability with the 10 purple gems.
Work
That's free.
authorized. A fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea.
Great Hall. This is another different kind of currency here. I was acquainted with the purple one. I'm acquainted with the
Happen to know who I
gold
should take for
coins.
the weapons just outside my chambers, Achilles?
I'm sure I wouldn't hurt.
But I think the people were right. I think this game oozes a lot of systems where just by talking about it, just by playing the first 40 minutes and dying twice, which is pretty shameful. You can see there are like at least three different currencies of the gold coin, the purple ones, the keys to unlock weapons, and this renovation one, which can be definitely fruitful. Um, there are abilities which unlock after certain spaces or chambers. Um, newer there are new traps and new weapons. So it's a gigantic system-based game where starts from like you're kind of building your own, make your own character, and see what works for the what works for you, and what takes you to the farthest to the surface. So there's pick your weapon, and you pick a free ability to start off, and you play a lot of chambers. During that, you gain more abilities. You improve your character. You become more powerful, and as the game progresses, the game gradually increases difficulty. And with that, you are kind of building up your skill and your powerful arsenal. So the game is kind of trying to manage that. Followed by, so once you die, because I did not see any region apart from the one that I taken. Uh, After that, when you come back home and then you realize, oh, you have this lot of bounty that you collected, which does not get lost, which you get to spend to make for a better starter set. And then you start off definitely on the fresher, start off fresh back from the beginning. But this time you have a better skill set, you have better weapons, you have better arsenal to breeze past some of the chambers and to reach the skill heavy part of the game that challenges you over time. Um, s- and as mentioned, system heavy games evoke a lot of emotions, right? It engages players, it evokes a lot of emotions. What do you want to do? It ties the players back in. Maybe that's why I like games like Dota or any other MOBA game or Genshin Impact for that matter. Even though they are very grind heavy, takes a lot of hours. People still do that. You don't see people spending a ton of time on games which are monotonous or do not have that variety. For instance, GTA 5 has a lot of avenues, but people, when they play alone or with other people, right? They go with heists, they go modded elements or any other like online uh, games that foster the replayability or the engaging factor. Numbers, on the other hand, are great attracting factor for players. So, and it is very, very hard, the balancing part of system heavy games. You don't want something to be overly powerful, or you don't want something that is so underwhelming that players do not make, right? Balancing, like there's a dedicated team of people um, focused on balancing games, especially games where esports are a big terms like Siege, Fortnite, the weapons, the damage, the abilities, uh, kind of giving you the tools but also rewarding your skills. It's a great game of balancing, and balancing is super useful and only achievable by a lot of playtesting.
What
And this is
once was
probably
a small lounging area within the House of Hades now is
Cerberus
and
destroyed the lounge again.
this is what you're gonna hear a lot from me, where playtesting is super important, and it would be definitely visible with uh, more playthroughs that I go on with. The next upgrade is I wanna take the shadow presence
Looking good.
and leave the room. I'm just gonna go ahead and check the arsenal here.
Boyo.
I can still check it. I
Need to
cannot
find a
buy
key.
it. Okay. I think I'm gonna go do
Blade
it.
of the underworld. I need your strength.
So L1 is an X, which I think would come up next.
Hey, not bad.
Okay, so yeah, before I proceed on to play through this, a few takeaways that I could see were the balancing, the importance of balancing. And this is just not just the weapon and the damage balancing, definitely the enemy balancing and how much health do they have and what are their attacks. Followed by the currency balancing, which weapon do you unlock with how many keys, right? The grinding aspect of it, you want to play it again and again to collect enough keys to take a bigger or a better weapon than cash in for something right now, which is probably a little ineffective as compared to the bigger one. So all of these emotions you see are totally in the player's mind when they are thinking. And whenever you play it, you're subconsciously thinking about all of these thoughts, whether do you want to do this, do you want to do that. And as a designer, what you want to do is you want to make these decision-making points meaningful. It should make sense in the setting, like what's happening, why is it happening, right? And people shouldn't be discouraged to proceed or be afraid to proceed. They should be willing. So giving people or the players a lot of tools to play around with, try their different styles, be their own unique character. And lastly, give the players things to explore. The trap is a very good way to do it. This lounge or a waiting area is a really good way to explore. You saw the renovants kind of the renovating character or NPC kind of popping up and giving me a free item, right? A free cookie. More about free cookies later on, but those are some of the few things that you want to keep in mind when you're making a system heavy game and games that have action involved in them and currencies and everything else. Um, until then, thank you